Greetings everyone, my name's FlareBlitzed here and welcome back to the visual novel called 1000 Lies. How many more lies will it take to end the game? Hopefully in several hours time, obviously, because there's still mystery to uncover. No, wait, what am I doing? I mean, yeah, okay, maybe I just caught up in all of the excitement. Let's just say that sometimes I get lost in thought and maybe lose control of myself. It's because of these kind of situations I'd rather take things slowly and consider my options first. When I decide to improvise, nothing good ever comes of it. If you say so. After leaving the playground, I tried to catch up with the mysterious, enigmatic girl before I lost sight of her, while also trying to be careful as not to let her see me. Doesn't sound creepy in the slightest, doesn't it now? I couldn't just approach her with other people around, and then I get a real idea if she goes on the defensive or accuses me of something. Finding the ideal moment was essential, although I think my decision was bad, since I decided to hide inside of a cardboard box. Like in that one kid's game, every time she make an unexpected move, I stop and conceal myself under the best possible camouflage ever. We're going sneaky like. We're going Metal Gear Solid style. It was an easy task considering my 35 years of experience as a triple agent for some of the most important spy agencies in the... Yeah, you're making yourself up now. Okay, well, no, to be honest, it was just an excuse to spy on someone while hiding inside a cardboard box. It was on my bucket list. It was on my cardboard list. Okay, anyways. My intentions were good, and that's all that matters. Right? No, they're not good. You're somewhat of a stalker, mate, for goodness sakes. As I was just saying, you said it in a sentence there. It was a pity that everyone keeps pointing me out. It sure didn't help my stalking. What's your problem with people who like hiding in cardboard boxes? If it becomes a trend, you'll all come begging me to help. No. Still, I have to say that it was an incredibly uncomfortable. It's a good thing that I'm the kind of person who follows his convictions through to the end, no matter what. By staying well hidden, I was able to continue following my target. After changing streets, the target changed directions at an intersection and went down a street I knew well, since I usually take it on my way to school. It was hard to keep up with her the whole way. I'm not good at sports. In fact, I'd say I'm below average as far as preferencing is concerned. Not that it's easy to sprint while wearing a box. But the girl seemed to be competing for the 20-kilometer power walking Olympic gold medal. Why was she in such a hurry? Maybe because she's been chased down by a cardboard box. We passed by a flight of stairs. That would have been a good place to stop, take the stairs down and return home. I even live nearby, too. What a pity that my common sense was turned off out of range. Maybe the cardboard box stops the connection from getting through. Finally, we reached an apartment block, forcing me to leave my companion cube behind. I discreetly followed her, and used my foot to catch the door before it slammed shut. Then I snuck into the lobby. In for a dime, in for a dollar, but by then I'd probably lost sight of my objective. I ran up the stairwell as quickly as I could while my target used the elevator and found myself in front of the apartment she entered only a moment ago. The pursuit should have ended there, but then she came back out of her apartment. It took less than a minute for her to reappear, having left all of her art supplies inside. Luckily, I was hidden out of sight in the stairwell. Imagine my surprise when she not only walked away, but also left her apartment's door ajar. The thing is, I've never been good when it comes to resisting temptations, so I took a small peek inside. I saw a single light in one of the rooms. Maybe she left it open on purpose because she knew she was being pursued. That brings me to now. I'm shamelessly... yeah, okay. I was drawn into the light like a moth to a flame, seeing as the rest of her apartment was unveiled in darkness. She definitely lives here. The walls are filled with pictures of her friends and family. It's a bit messy overall, but my room's still worse. At least here I can actually see the floor. That says something about yourself, doesn't it, if you can't see the carpet, or the tiles, or whatever your bedroom is filled with. She even has some sports trophies on display. The closest thing to trophies you can find in my room is my figure collection. They're not even trophies, they're figurines. Worst of all, I can't find any clues to the mystery. My package definitely isn't here, and there isn't any evidence that she knows me somehow. I shrugged before deciding to leave, but not before returning the pencil I found at the playground and placing it on her desk. I guess the least I can do now. At first, I thought about leaving with the rest of her art supplies, but I couldn't find them. So on my desk it goes. I make my way through the darkness and out of her apartment, quietly grumbling and wondering how I could be so unlucky. The front door is difficult to open, even using my full strength, because the frame is close to the floor, making it resist the movement. Be careful. But carefully, I managed to quietly open the door. And you're there. Hi. Isn't it hilarious how easily I can just close the door again? Nothing to see here. It's suddenly pouring down. Okay, quicker than harder than many monsoon. She, the mysterious artist, is now standing on the other side of the door. Not that it's weird considering this is a home, but why did she come back so soon? Why is she always in such a hurry? Calm down, Ciarán. Calm down. She's outside and she saw you, but in the end... But it isn't the end of the world. I've got it. I can jump out of a window. It's only the top floor and I can fly away. Yes, fly away. What am I saying? The adrenaline rush isn't letting me think clearly. My mind is foggy and it feels like my thoughts are at odds with each other. On one hand, there's a chance that she's the culprit of a malevolent email. If that's the case, then she won't think it's weird that I'm here and we can talk it through. On the other hand, she might not have anything to do with that, like I'm a common thief who sneaks into my victims' homes. I'll have to take everything into careful consideration. In some places they take me out back and shoot me for being here. Wait a minute. I've got an idea. Yes, an idea. It isn't a good one, I know, but it's better than trying to fly away, and that's good enough for me. Actually, I don't even know if it'll help me, but it's already too late. I have to try. I take a deep breath, release it, and then brace myself to speak quickly enough that the artist won't have a chance to respond until I'm done. Hello in the name of freedom. Ha ha ha. This is the second floor, not third, right? You call me... Oh. In Monaco, we build real houses with real first floors. None of that ground floor stuff, and why you gotta call it a ground floor anyway? It's got a proper floor, don't it? Women calls it that. Speak American, why don't you? No hard feelings, right? I come in peace. Don't you all worry, I'm for America. America is the gossip of the new world. As long as you believe in freedom, so too will I believe in you. Everyone is American at heart. Bless Jesus. If you exist, America will come to you all. Freedom is just like a little American hamburgers everywhere, except they're made out of beef and not ham. Everywhere, every man, woman, and child of the world that isn't a free hate and maybe, okay, feels the power of freedom and his or her heart is a chop. Okay, but a brother in arms, would you release your brother into your house, your castle, my castle, hey dad, would you all? Why Mexicans? God bless this country, little girl, and God bless you. Ha 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 ha. The girl, overwhelmed by my pseudo-patriotic spirit, took a couple of steps backwards, speechless. She doesn't scream, just asks who I am. I decided to really get into character and speak with the composure of a true hero and in the grace of one of the founding fathers of the Constitution. And remember my name, little girl. Can I only say because I'm only saying it once. My name's John. John. No, we're not John McKenzie. And we slapped. The light suddenly goes off and I opt to take the opportunity to run to the stairway and flee like a hillbilly is taking pot shots at me. I would have to say that this miracle was thanks to the soul of Benjamin Franklin summoned by my patriotism, who then destroyed the electrical system. Sadly, that wasn't it. It was thanks to the automatic timer on the apartment that turns off the porch lights after several minutes to conserve energy. It wasn't part of a plan, but I ran with it anyways. What I'm focusing on right now is escaping as quickly as possible. I ran out of time after all. Soon the lights will turn on again and... Faith! You think I'm a thief? I knew it. I was supposed to be the good guy, but did it turn out like this? And why did I pretend to be... You think pretending to be a miracle was a good idea? At least I managed to get some distance, I guess. I'm cursing my bad luck when I hear the sound of the elevator moving. It must be the girl trying to catch me. I'm already bad at improvising, but I'm even worse under pressure. Maybe you could just not go down these stairs, and then... Anyways, that would be stupid actually, because then the elevator would be downstairs and she would just take the steps back up. Taking even more time. Some of the comfort times on my way down the stairs, I just the risk one takes when jumping down 5 steps at a time. How unfortunate that my fear became a reality right before I could sprint out of a building. The elevator arrives at the bottom. There's no other way to escape. The building is now, and each floor only has an elevator, a set of stairs, and 2 apartments. I could try to push my way out, but I don't want an assault charge on me too. What would happen considering my awful luck? I decided to run back up the flight of stairs when one of the apartment doors behind me opens, revealing one of its other residents. What was that scream just now? It came from upstairs. Is everything alright? While the distracted tenant go up the stairs, I take the opportunity to sneak into his apartment before he returns. Yes, I'm sneaking into another apartment, so what? Who even cares at this point? I'm having a brain fart for too long, I can't think. After I enter the apartment, I push aside the curtains, concealing the glass doors to the balcony and walk onto it. There doesn't seem to be anyone else in the apartment, and I can't come up with any other way to escape anyway. Surrounded by the darkness, I search for some way to make my exit via the balcony. The apartment is only on the 2nd floor, so I'm safe to just jump down, but I prefer to just climb down using a lower floor's barred window. I make sure that the fall is less than 3 feet and... I'm out. Surprisingly, my escape went smoother than expected. It was almost too easy. I can't believe it as I caressed my right leg. I expected it to ache from the pressure of that jump. Thankfully, everything seems fine and I'm totally unharmed. I stopped wasting time and began running, overjoyed the whole way home. Everything happened so fast, I tried to convince myself that it was all just a bad dream and tomorrow I'll forget about it. For some reason though, I can't stop laughing. What an awful lie again, dear little boy. Chapter 2, oh dearie me, for goodness sakes. Chapter 2 of this wonderful, wonderful adventure. Just what I needed, actually. I'm tired and school isn't exactly my favourite place in the world. What is it even missing to become a real hell on earth? Wait, give me a second. My sides hurt too much. So you decided to go to the playground and find a girl there? Then you followed her around the town. Oh, okay. While hiding inside a cardboard box, snuffing into her apartment, then her room like some kind of person. Then she caught you and pretended to be an American. Finally, you ran away and snuck into someone else's apartment, and then jumped off of their balcony for whatever reason. Yeah, that's right. It's not like I wanted to tell Mr. and Mrs. Snoopy what happened yesterday, but they kept asking questions when they noticed I wasn't acting like myself. That's what you get from wild animals. They have good instincts. Seriously, I don't really have a problem letting people know about my life. I just always end up regretting it at the end of the day if those two find out. I never learn. You mean Ciarán never learns. God dang it, we've only got 8 safe slots. I feel like this game is going to be longer than I think it's going to be. It's actually funny, companion. You always complain about how I seem like a foreigner because I mixed languages and now you pretend to be who? John something? John McCain. Don't remind me, what a joke. My terrible accent only made it worse. For once I envy your linguistical ability. Linguistic. But don't get used to it. Not really, I'm only confident about it because I have lived abroad, that's all. Just get to the point already, Kier. What's important to us as men? That girl. On a scale of 1 to 10, how blank was she? Did you really believe I had the time to take notice? From your reaction, I say she was at least a... at least a solid 8. Get it? Because if you turn 8 sideways, it's okay. Moving on. I decide not to answer that and instead raise an eyebrow, hoping that it will be enough to deter Aussie from pushing further. Sadly, I'm wrong. More than an 8 out of 10? Coming from someone so picky about real women. She must look like an angel on earth. I can't wait to meet this soother of troubled souls. Makes no sense to assume that there's any logic to Aussie's crazy imagination. Lucky the teacher finally comes into the room and instructs everyone to go to their seats. Based on the way Aussie and Ziva said goodbye to me, I don't think they'll be leaving me alone today. Nice square transitionings there. The bell signaling the start of recess sounds like a celestial chore to my ears. Everyone shuffles out of a classroom in search of somewhere to take a break. However, I know that my own freedom won't come as easily. The teacher calls out to me before I can leave. The old friendly literature teacher stands up and pulls me aside, assuring that no one else can eavesdrop on our conversation. I politely ask him what he needs. I'm pretty surprised he pulled me aside in the first place, actually. Well, it's about the last assignment you had in class, the creative writing piece. It didn't have an ending. Did you forget to include it? No one took me by surprise since I forgot about all the assignment. But my teacher looked even more astonished when I explained that he already had the entire story in his hands. His expectations dropped down to earth, and I watch him trying to figure out whether or not to make me write a proper ending, a request he wouldn't hesitate making to any other student. I received special treatment for a while now, ever since I won a writing competition. The funny thing is that I didn't even plan on participating in the first place. Turns out someone decides to enter one of my stories under my name without my permission. The goal that we... Okay, anyways. From then on, everyone started to assume that I'd become a famous writer or something, and their theory was only supported even more by my notebook writing habit. It's not like I hate the idea or anything, and I don't care what other people think of me. I just don't care about writing as much as everyone wants me to. Especially considering that I haven't won anything else since then. What else can I say? The ending doesn't seem finished, right? My teacher isn't confident about how he should react to my small interruption. He admits I'm right, but tries to soften the blow since it's not the first time we find ourselves in this kind of situation. I wouldn't put it like that. More like there's still untapped potential. You know, the ending is like the opus magnum of every story. If it fails to meet the reader's expectations, then I find it fascinating that a literature teacher struggles to find the most politically correct way to express himself. I can only admire a member that respects his pupils so much. Sometimes, anyways, I did this in wrong order. Still, sometimes, just sometimes, I wish everyone would stop placing me upon a pedestal. I don't deserve this kind of special treatment. Everything would be easier. Just everything would be easier if I wasn't so adorably handsome. Rise and ending. My thoughts are still scattered when I walk into the hallway, which is empty like my soul aside from one infamous person. I've been waiting for you. How is my favorite guy? I am not your favorite guy. Ziva decides to hang out with me whether or not I like it, and asks why it took me so long to come out. I brush it off as having to ask a question about the last assignment, but she isn't convinced and keeps pestering me as we walk outside together. Do you want to grab something to eat along the way? You can tell me all about your plans of mysterious girl X. You mean 24? How dare you? This is only the first time, you know. Sounds good, but I'm still not inviting you to anything. Who's mysterious girl X anyways? She sounds like a... Okay. Don't play dumb. I'm talking about the girl you... Okay, yesterday. You still don't know if she sent you that email or not, so you should figure it out. You should. Otherwise... Anyways. And no, I won't ask you to invite me. Although a real gentleman wouldn't mind paying for a lady's meal. Aussie always pays for my meals, for example. Well, I'm not a gentleman. I'm just somebody, okay? I do admire your ability to take advantage of others, but I can actually control my hormones well enough to take off the white knight armor. Not to mention that Aussie is loaded. So it doesn't matter if he pays for anything. Why do you think I'm even his friend in the first place? The worst part is coming from you, I'd believe it. While bickering, we reach a small sandwich shop that's popular amongst all of the students. We wait in line, slowly but surely approaching the window where we'll be able to place our orders. Forget about Aussie for now. You still haven't answered me about that girl. Poor Aussie. Did he have something to make you angry again? You know what I meant. What are you going to order? I suddenly want to know what weird taste you have, Ziva. Don't change your subject. Talking to you is like a war where the smallest mistake can lead to a total annihilation. All warfare is based on deception, you should know that. I've already told you too much. The truth is that I'd rather not talk about this. Else we might try to make it about psychology. You aren't my public enemy number 2 for nothing. 2? Who's the first? Anyone who picks Bulbasaur as their starter Pokemon. Why? He's super cute. You know for a fact not all of them are male, you know. Bloody annoying. Anyways, he's super cute. No, wait, stop changing the subject. There's one more thing I want you to know about the girl and then I'll leave you alone. Did you have an ace up your sleeve? A plan to find out who she is? I took my head deciding whether or not to answer Ziva's question, especially now that she has just reached the top of my public enemy list. I can't come up with any reason to not tell her, so I shrugged before spilling the beans. I won't do anything about it. I shouldn't have done anything in the first place. In fact, even if I wanted to, I can't do anything now. My hands are tied, you know. Nevertheless, I think that you probably want to do something about it. You're always overthinking everything, but you can't lie to me. I can lie to you, you know. You're just too embarrassed to admit it, but you don't need to pretend to be a tough guy around me, Ciarán. Ziva looks down at me, confident that I'm an open book to her. It's that smart-ass attitude of hers I hate about her the most. Earlier you mentioned deception. Most people use it improperly. Do you know the difference between lying and deceiving? Yes, because lying is just simply not telling the truth, and deceiving means lying while trying to convince others that lie is actually the truth. Don't start with that. This is just another psychoanalyst attempt, isn't it? No, I swear it isn't. I'll stick to the linguistic part of it. That was a lie, but since I didn't fall for it, you can say that you failed to deceive me. Good enough for you, miss. You could have skipped the cynicism, but yes, you're right. I wasn't lying though, you know. That's for the judge to decide. Anyways, hurry and order something, it's your turn. Oh, I didn't notice. Ziva's been distracted and forgot about all of the line. She quickly recovers and orders a vegetarian sandwich. The clerk tells us that we'll still have to wait a bit for our food, so Ziva and I continue our chat. Oh yeah, you're one of those veggie freaks. Vegan. The word is vegan. The word is I don't know how to use my canine teeth. How's the herbivore lifestyle? Do you get extra points for starving yourself? Okay, anyways. What prize comes after anemia? Hilarious. First of all, you can still have a healthy diet without meat. For your information. Yeah, you can say that again. Secondly, it isn't something I do for fun. I take animal rights extremely seriously. You can at least try eating vegetarian meals before you knock them. They aren't bad at all. The clerk brings Ziva's food to her, which means it's my turn to place an order. I don't even know what you guys have. Just stuff all the meats you can into a sandwich. Ciarán? Yeah, sorry, that was really insensitive of me. Please. That isn't what I meant. What? I asked politely. Oh, you meant you wanted a bite of my sandwich? Sure, of course I'll share with you. I give up. You're clearly just trying to pee me off. We leave the shop with our sandwiches in hand. While walking, I ask Ziva if we can stop and sit somewhere together. Okay, I'm just going to take this a little bit out of the line here. I don't have anything against people who are vegetarian or vegans. In fact, I think it's good that they can make their own decisions on their own to believe that they think that eating animals or wearing anything that comes from an animal or anything that's produced from an animal is wrong. And I can totally understand that, but for me, I believe that we get too many benefits from getting things from an animal rather than leaving them aside and coming up with a way of being able to get the same kind of protein but just not from directly from an animal. But people can say that's aside, but I believe that you can't really get the same proteins and the same benefits from stuff that's meant to replace animal rather than the animal itself, or from milk, or from honey, or from anything that comes from an animal. Anyways, we'll move on. We leave the shop with our sandwiches in hand. While walking, I ask Ziva if we can stop and sit somewhere together. I exhaustedly blop onto a nearby bench, closing my eyes and relishing the sweet respite. Ziva looks annoyed and puffs out her cheeks when I look at her. She's not angry, but somehow serious. This is what I meant by the difference between lies and deceit, Ciarán. You can't lie. You can lie all you want, but deceit always depends on how much the other person trusts you. There's no deceit without a lie, but there are lies without deceit. In this situation, you're both a liar and a deceiver. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're still craving a bite of my sandwich. Too bad, girl. You've already missed your chance. I already told you that I don't want it. That has nothing to do with it. How can I make you understand? Ziva folds her arms and racks her brain. Think of a schizophrenic trying to describe reality. To do that, he'd first have to... Wait a minute. A schizophrenic person doesn't have to be male, you know. Anyways, as an example, he'd first have to lie to himself about what he's seen, but he wouldn't be able to deceive himself about what his own reality is presenting. There's no use for him to distinguish between reality and delusion if what he feels is totally different, right? The tone our conversations usually have is gone. It's starting to feel more and more like a lecture, and that pees me off because we can only have 20 minutes off of our breaks. Time we should be spending forgetting about class. Did you come up with all that rubbish on your own, or did you steal it from a book? It was me, I guess. It just came to me. Does it sound weird? In short, stop interrupting me. Your behaviour is nothing more than a clear-cut example of internal conflict. There's something you like and feel attracted to, but the closer you get to it, the more negative points about it come to mind, so you want to run away or avoid it somehow. My point is we won't know what's going to happen until it actually happens. That's why I think you should be brave and get on with it. Between the email mysterious girl, I'm positive that you want to know more about everything instead that you lie to yourself, believing that the situation is just too stupid. The real question is, can you deceive yourself? If you can't, then you won't deceive me either. You aren't convincing anyone. I look at Ziva in disbelief as she continues proudly bragging about her own words. I've come to a conclusion. I was right when I first said that you were lying. You caught me. In any case, lies are too demonized, in my opinion. Ziva grins after processing what I just said. In response, I begin sweating, realizing I probably just opened Pandora's box. Thankfully, I'm saved by the bell as I notice a certain someone approaching us. Check it out! Companion, Ziva, here you are. I was speaking with some, from the other side when... Who's that guy? Me? Her? What do you mean? It's almost like I know you from somewhere, or something. It must have been for work of a witch. I think she changed the spell, something like forgot about Aussie. But who's Aussie? Stop twisting my words, Ciarán. You know that wasn't what I meant. Whatever, Aussie. What were you saying before? It better be worthwhile. I lost you guys a while ago, and I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, back to what I was saying. I forgot. I can tell if you're only as smart when you want to be, or if your brain just doesn't have capacity for it 24/7. That's exactly why I believed you when you said you're Aussie's friend because of his money. It wouldn't be. If you go to the other side again, then tell him to bring over your alter ego for a bit. It'd be convenient to have a competent Aussie for once. Unfortunately, I suspect this is the only Aussie. What do you expect from getting from interrupting me? The other side is our nickname from Entry Institute. It's down the street and directly opposite our school. It was even built from the same blueprint as our school. They probably reused the blueprint to save money, so they're completely the same, mirrored buildings placed on opposite sides. It's pretty close to here, a little more than 10 minutes walking. A lot of people wonder why they don't just make one larger school instead of two smaller ones. The funny thing about it is that since the schools look identical, we joke about alternative versions of ourselves going to school there, like clones or doppelgangers. At the other side, students who have bad grade here are honor students. If someone's fat, then their clone is skinny. Stuff like that. It's an old joke now, but I still find it pretty funny. Oh yeah, I remembered what I was going to say. Do you remember that weird email Ciarán got? Ziva and I nodded simultaneously. Aussie then pulls out his cell phone and, after playing around with it, shows us a screen. Is that another one? When he mentioned the email, I was already expecting this, and looking at the screen only confirms my fear. It's another weird email addressed to me. From Harry H. To Ciarán. Subject not for everybody. Can a lie become reality? If you want to know the truth, go find it. This afternoon at the local sports centre. Join it. Good luck choosing your first action. I stand there wide-eyed and in disbelief. Aussie puts away his cell phone and scratches his head in confusion. Do you remember how you used my phone to check your email the other day? I forgot to log out of your account and my phone has been logged into it since. To my surprise, earlier today I opened an alert for a new email. It turns out it was actually for you. And well, that's what I read. Again? What did I do to deserve this? What do you mean? This is perfect. This time I can go with you. I want to know what happens. Me too. It's hysterical enough as a story. Imagine us getting to watch it live. What? No way. I'm not stupid enough to repeat the same mistake. One bitten, twice shy. Aren't you curious? What? After what happened yesterday? We absolutely have to uncover the truth. And you said what happened yesterday was probably just a misunderstanding anyways. Whoever sent it is giving you a second chance. That's right, what happened to your depressing love story, eh? Aren't you going to abandon it now? This isn't the problem. What am I supposed to do? I don't even know what they mean by join it. Join what? Well, the society or the club. I'm so excited to go there. Is there any way to convince you otherwise? Come on, Aussie, help me. Even if it's one of those crazy schemes of yours. Crazy schemes? I see, there's no other way. Aussie checks his phone in disapproval and sharply gazes at me. I guess we'll have to settle this with a bet. A bet? Why? It's said that every human being chronically suffers from at least one sin. I don't think I'm usually greedy, but that naturally inherent part of me always wakes up with one word. Bet. The thrill of gambling, the risk, the possibility of getting caught cheating and getting punished. Fortune is the vessel that brings men glory and excitement, a trophy of what has come to pass, or the absolute demise of one person, and we have to spend the rest of our lives living on the streets. And I'm prideful enough to always fulfill my promises and stick to my bets, no matter the cost or prize. Everything I have in my wallet right now, wagered against you going to the sports centre with us. I motion for Aussie to show me what's in his wallet first. Inside there's a reasonable sized prize well worth the challenge. Alright Aussie, I accept. However, following the proper rules of this kind of bet, I get to be one who decides which game we'll play. Sure, I'm going to win anyways. There's only one way to put to rest on our ongoing rivalry. A game where you, the lowly commoner, dies in glorious battle against the eternal, magnificent hero king. We'll end this with a SLED desk race. SLED desks? No way! Alright, SLED desks, let's do it! Care to explain what a SLED desk race is? This is why I've been training day and night for an opportunity like this. You regret it when I make you step down from your throne. Is anyone going to answer me? Hello? Is anybody there? My fear is akin to what a human would feel in the face of being stepped on by an ant. Since I chose the game, do you want to establish any extra rules? Hey, I'm still here. What's a SLED desk? Next one, one-on-one. A race to the death. To the death, don't make me laugh. No more bets. The money's on the table and you can't drop out now. You know just how invincible I am when it comes to SLED desks. The same goes for you. You might be surprised this time. We make our way back to our classrooms, bickering so offensively that sparks are flying at each other. Is anyone going to tell me what a SLED desk is? I have a feeling that it's going to involve at least 2 classroom desks and we're going to slide them down a hill or something. In the end, the one who was forgotten is me. Jeez. Yes, use that brain of yours. That stupidly smart, psychopathic brain of yours. After returning from our break and finishing a class I can't even remember the lesson of, we began preparing for our SLED desk race. Ziva, the self-proclaimed impartial judge, stands next to me while I tune up my SLED desk. I want to believe that your SLED desks were a little more original than desks being used as sleds. Seriously, it's a freaking race on top of desks. Will Aussie and you ever grow up or what? You don't get it, do you? SLED desks represent the inner flame that burns inside of every man, a tool used to awaken our inner beasts. What a quote that is. You can't understand it because you lack testosterone. More like patience. So, are you guys going to race in the hallway? It's kind of narrow over there. Besides, do you really think your desks will slide like sleds? Even if you get rid of the rubber on the legs, I don't think they'll... It's obvious how new you are here. You're just lucky to see a live SLED desk race today. I don't know why we haven't done any this year before today. You see, the hallway is positioned at a downward angle, although it can be difficult to notice. When we discovered that, we realized that here is perfect for racing on top of pretty much anything. We agreed that desks were our best option for racing. That was how SLED desk races were born, an important milestone for the future generations. That's just so bloody hideously genius. I put tracks over the rubber on the legs of my desk so I can slide even further too. Did you forget to brake? I gently kick one of the desks to show Ziva how far it can go. Thanks to the tack modification, it slides across the floor and reaches the classroom door effortlessly. The winner is one whose desk goes the furthest distance in only one push. I see, I'm not really convinced though. These races have to end pretty quickly. The desks don't slide for more than 10 seconds. And that's exactly how long a race should take. It isn't like our breaks are that long either. Then what's the fun part? You still don't get it. You'll see if you watch. The SLED desks can awaken a man's inner strength, which can warp even time and space. Now that does not sound convincing, paying attention. Whatever. Are you ready to lose? No. Lose? Is that another one of your foreign expressions? I don't know what it means. I feel I'll have to teach you then, compagno. Desk versus desk in the narrow hallway. There's barely enough space for us to stand around. The most important part of each SLED desk race is the beginning. The contestant with the best initial push will probably be the winner. There are also other obstacles in the way, making it pretty difficult to overtake your fellow racer once he has passed you. But you never know in a race to the death. There are no set rules, anything goes. The other contestant can try to mess up his opponent at any moment by any means. That's why SLED desk races are taken so seriously. No, they're not. You could get pretty hurt, so only the bravest students can compete. And looking at Green, that's so stupid. Aussie and I are the only ones who participate in these races now, but I think about it, I wonder why. As judge, I'll give the starting signal and act as a commentator. Not that I think there's much to, not that I think there's going to be much to say. I mean, are you guys ready to go? Start whenever. The only thing you need to ready are your lips, meow. Since I'll take a kiss from you as my prize when I win, I'm going to ignore that. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Let 'em rip. Go. Meh. Wah. The race begins with a strong first push from both competitors. Their time was in sync, both of them clearly taking into account how important the beginning of the race was. It's a perfect start, but watchers Aussie's in the lead. Ha 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 ha. How does it feel to be eating my desk back there for once? Impossible! How could you possibly be faster than me? I was sure that... You were sure that I wasn't using tacks, right? After every race, I'd wonder how a car was so fast. Defeat after defeat, my desk could always stop short while yours always seemed to fly past mine. I studied mechanics and engineering to figure out what I could have done, and then I had an M3. You were using tacks to reduce the friction. With a tack covering each leg, your desk was that much faster than mine. When I found out, I decided against telling you so that next time I catch you off guard so I can use it to my advantage. Who's the smart one now? You've done all those races against him without even knowing that? I noticed as soon as I saw his desk. Why do you think that I accepted this bet? I'm not a champion because I'm good, it's because he's stupid. Don't spoil my glorious moment. In any case, it still doesn't make sense. We started at the same time with the same push, so how did Aussie get in the lead? What's going on? When the distance between the two of us widens, I notice a simmering trail. Aussie's desk is leaving behind a trail of some sort of liquid. That's... oil? Aussie's desk's legs are covered in oil? That's why his desk is faster. I wasn't satisfied with just being on... I wasn't satisfied with just being on even ground. I looked for more methods to improve my speed, and this is a result of my hard work. Maybe Aussie isn't as dumb as he seems after all. I also drew some flames on the desk to improve its accelerations in movies, but flaming cars are always the fastest, so it has to be legit. I take it back. Yeah, you put oil. Smart. I'm gonna light it up. Nah, back to square one. While Aussie is distracted, I begin my all-out attack. I toss everything out of my pencil case. Pens, pencils, scissors, a pencil sharpener, an eraser that looks like a pig, and even some of those fake chocolate coins so ancient that their currency stopped existing more than a century ago. They fly through air towards Aussie's unexpectedly SLED desk. If I'm lucky and something hits it, his desk might slide backwards, awarding me victory. But it's not that simple. No way! partially cloudy with an 82% chance of relative humidity and low pressure fronts. And an over 60% chance of rain during the day, so I brought an umbrella. Aussie uses umbrella to defend against the incoming attack. Now Ciarán has nothing left to throw. Time stands still for me. Not because of an incoming promination of my defeat, or the amazing fact that Aussie can memorize daily meteorological data so precisely, but for the pain I feel about after losing a friend. He who once walked the same path as I is now standing at a crossroads, facing another direction. He's unreachable, and even though I thought he was stupid, he's silently leaving me behind. Probably because he's too good for me, my dearest pig eraser. I watch as it bounces off the umbrella, jumps past the hallway and into the abyss, forever lost to me. To tell the truth, I had found it on a floor a couple of days ago, so really I had probably just stolen it for some unlucky fool. Our time together was so short that I didn't even remember that I had it in my pencil case until now. Still, it was the most powerful and touching relationship I've ever had with an eraser. Farewell, my old friend. Vendetta! Ciarán's gaining ground. How is it possible? He's using his opponent's oil track trail to lose fraction and speed up. Between the oil and Aussie's umbrella temporarily slowing down, Ciarán is about to catch up. If he tackles him, he might. Not so fast. I still have one more trick up my sleeve. Aussie took out something from his umbrella. He has a ruler? But it's just not any ruler. It's a meter stick. Where did he get that from? You know what I'm gonna do now, right? Checkmate, companion. Sheesh. Aussie flung the meter stick in Ciarán's path. It's like a landmine. It's impossible for you to avoid it, Ciarán. At this speed, it can only end in catastrophe. Jump, Ciarán. Save yourself. It isn't worth it. I can't give up now. Then jump over it. I promise I'd never forget. I can't let my pencil sharpener sacrifice be in vain. No, wait. It wasn't a razor, right? An eraser. Not really sure whether if it was an eraser or a sharpener. Whether it was that I cared about. My desk collides with a ruler. The back legs of my desk flies upwards. Flipped by the Euretia. An instant later, the front legs follow suit. I'm about to fail nonetheless. What the? I'm now sideways. It's the sound of an angel. Yes, I can hear it. The angels singing. Giving me their blessings. A hallucination. Or maybe a revelation. Anyways, it's here. I can sense the heroes of old SLED desk races standing next to my eraser, telling me that I shouldn't give up. Thanks, everyone. It wasn't necessary. With my new-found divine energy, I managed to flip my desk further to a point that it's now totally upside down. And from here, go! I hold the desk legs while I stand on the underside of a table as if it's a skateboard. I glide my way onto the banister and manage to overtake Aussie. I jump and with a hard flip, I make the desk return to its original position, allow me to successfully continue the race. At last, I'm in the lead. How did he do that? Now Aussie's desk is grinding against mine. The two rival desks rub together, creating small sparks of fire and indents in the wood paneling. The end of the track is coming up, but Aussie and I knew that there's still something we have to do. You surprised me, companion. I won't deny it, but it isn't over yet. We're going to settle this with our bare hands. Two men in motion on a battlefield. We both stand on our desks, accompanied by the hellish squeal coming from the friction between them. No words are necessary. Dialogue won't accomplish anything. It is now, with our fists, that one of us will fail and the other will grasp victory. Jump quickly! But Ziva's sudden warning makes us come back to reality. Haven't we been sliding for too long anyways? I mean, It's true that everything seems to slow down when there's this much tension, but this is a bit too much. You think? When accounting for the oil, it makes sense that we're further than usual. This isn't good though, because at the end of the hallway there's the stairs. Nice. Aussie and I managed to jump off our desks at the last second, saving ourselves from a nasty fall. The stairs don't go down that far, so the desks still seem to be alright. Everything would be perfectly fine, if not for one tiny detail. At the bottom of the stairs, clearly frightened by her near-death experience with flying SLED desks, we found the new substitute teacher. What do we do now? Cure? Congratulations, Aussie. You're the SLED desk race champion. I'm retiring from all future competitions, so feel free to forget about my past titles and that I ever existed in the first place. As the new champion, you need to explain what happened to the administration. The fate of the global SLED desk league rests on your shoulders. Farewell. What are you even talking about, Kira? Companion? Where are you going? We're going to escape trouble. See ya. 1,000 lies. Bloody SLED desks. When did you even hear of that sort of thing before? I'm at the nurse's office. Rather than leaving the school through the main entrance, I prefer going out from here instead. It isn't like there's a real nurse here though, so the attendant is actually the groundskeeper. She handles a lot of different tasks, from paperwork to carrying all of the keys. If you persuade her that you're sick enough, you can take a nap here for a while and sneak out after she leaves. Since she handles so many different things, she won't usually notice if you're gone by the time she comes back. In any case, she doesn't trust anyone, so the nurse's office collects dust more than anything. Then, how do I convince her to let me stay? Easy. I told her the truth. My right leg aches badly. I sit on one of the beds and massage my leg from the knee down, hoping it'll lessen the pain. Afterwards, I take out a small bottle of painkillers and stare at it as it sits in the palm of my hand. I decide against opening it and put it back in my pocket. I lay on the bed and close my eyes before I start taking deep breaths, until I eventually feel myself getting lost deep in thought. The new substitute must be peed off. She may have not seen us do it, but it's just a matter of time until she figures it out. Nobody got hurt, but even I recognize it went overboard. If yesterday's prank made her angry, I can't imagine how she took this one. I wonder, will they finally punish me this time? After 15 minutes, I feel better. I get up and walk over to the window. The nurse's office is on the first floor, so you can climb down into the back field, make it a perfect place to sneak out from. I haven't made a habit of it, but this won't be the first time that I escape out this window when I want to play hooky. Let's see. Although that's a small fall, my leg still hurts. Thankfully it's tolerable, and that doesn't change how uncomfortable feeling it is. I'll rest more once I get home. Better get going. There's a fence between the school that separates it from the park. No one goes back there, and the fence is a locked gate, so that's easy to pick if you're skilled enough. Once you're in the field, the park is only several steps away. The park again. I make my way through the park and to the pond and begin writing in my notebook. It's not like I have anything better to do. But you'd think by now that I would have learned how dangerous it is to walk around with my face stuffed in a book. What was that? Who was that? Something suddenly hits me in the stomach. Thankfully it doesn't really hurt. At first I didn't see anything, but when I look down I find a culprit. That hurts! At my feet there's a girl with her hands wrapped around her head. At first I think it's because she ran to me, but then she starts to panic for seemingly another reason. She keeps squatting at the end around her head, and when she realizes that there's nothing there, she goes pale. My hat! She gets visibly nervous, her eyes darting around the area. After a moment, she settles on looking at my shoes, or more precisely, what's behind them. None other than her previously missing hat. I bend over to pick it up, brushing the dust off as best as I can before handing it back to her. This is yours, right? The girl nods in relief as she reaches out her hands to retrieve her possession. At the last second, I raise my arms and put the hat out of her reach. She seems familiar somehow. Her name is on the tip of my tongue, but nothing comes to mind. I'm positive I've met her before. I bring the hat close to her, watching as her face lights up with happiness, but I still can't remember who she is. One more time. I move the hat out of her reach and watch her. She automatically grows anxious. Aw, could do this all day. Oh, don't tease her. No, that's so cruel. Finally, I relent and return to her belonging. I know better than to tease little girls. Too much. She gets up and inspects her hat, desperately placing it back upon the top of her head, as if her life depends on it. She looks so happy. Some people are so easily satisfied. But I still haven't figured out how I know her. Always one comprendo. Maybe taking a closer look will help. She responds doubtfully, staring me down as she slowly takes 2 steps towards me. Where? This is getting a bit too close if you see. Anyways, eventually we're only inches apart from each other. I still can't remember her. It's like I know her, but I can't put her name to her face. Suddenly she surprises me and breaks the silence with a question. No, I'm not. Are you going to keep staring like that, or kiss me already? I suddenly break the Guinness World Record for black backflips. Very managing to scutter anything in response. Kiss me? Kiss you? I wasn't going to. Oh, so it was a staring contest? I won, right? Where's my reward? Once she shows me her radiant smile, I remember who she was. That nutcase from yesterday. I think part of me tried to block that event out of my memory. Understandably so. However, I have to admit that I'm pretty curious to know what her deal is. Our encounter yesterday was just so random and weird I can't help but feel curious. There's no reward. It wasn't a contest in the first place. I just couldn't remember who you are, mysterious girl. Why? Mysterious girl, why? X is already taken. It's a long story. Look, it doesn't matter. It was just a misunderstanding. Let's start over again from the beginning. Who are you? What's your name? My name is Claire. You're 18 years old. My blood type is B. I'm 4'9". I weigh 97 pounds. My measurements are... okay. My favourite colour is silver. And my favourite periodic table element is... tungsten. Okay, I think that rhymes with ton in some other way. Oh, good choice. Tungsten is my favourite metal. Oh no, wait a minute a second. Don't mess with me. What kind of introduction was that? You said you're 18 years old? Are we in the same grade? I thought you were a kid. How would I know? You haven't even introduced yourself yet. What kind of gentleman refuses to introduce himself to a lady before conversing with her? I totally understand that you feel nervous after failing to kiss me, but you have to get over it. Believe in yourself. Second time's a charm. I wonder if she's doing it on purpose or if she really is insane. In the end, I decided to introduce myself, pushing aside her weird attempts at cheering me up. Without getting into too much detail, I'll explain what I'm doing here so I can resolve a misunderstanding, if there ever was a misunderstanding in the first place. I know that I shouldn't just go with the flow, but I think that it's probably harmless to observe this odd specimen. After I introduce myself, I try to learn more about her. She responds quickly and clearly when I ask about her studies. She tells me that she's currently studying at the other side, at that institute. That explains how I didn't know her when we were in the same grade and there were only 2 schools in the area. When I ask her what she's doing at the park, however, her attitude changes dramatically. I wanted to skip school, so that's what I did. Nothing else to it. So you're a troublemaker, I see. It suits you. You already have the issues for it. Maybe, but I have my own reasons for it too. The tenderness in her words, even after I mocked her, surprises me. Is this really the same girl from a minute ago? What reasons are there? I already told you the truth because I wanted to. Because you won't believe me, right? The most logical reasons would be that I felt too stressed out, controlled and pressured, and that's why I ran away. Those types of things can easily lead me to do this. Would that answer satisfy you? That isn't why I came here, but it's the conclusion you're going to arrive at anyway, so I don't need to give you any more details. Hold on. If you don't want me to answer, then you don't have to. No need to take it so seriously. Everyone has a right to keep their secrets. Is that so? It's obvious that Claire doesn't believe me. What's wrong with her? I don't understand. It's a lot easier when you have a convenient excuse. For example, when someone invites you out, but you don't want to go, if you tell them you have to work, take a test, or go on a date with your sweetheart, then you can get rid of the issue in the blink of an eye. Speak of the devil. Tell me, Ciarán. Claire takes a deep breath and closes her eyes for a second before casually asking me an unexpected question. Do you want to go out with me? What? Be my boyfriend, my partner, my better half. It wasn't a difficult question. This is the second time she's thrown an inconceivable question at me. What kind of joke is this? We haven't even known each other 5 minutes before she confesses to me. She seems to be completely serious right now. Her face says that she's not messing around. She simply confessed to me. I believe her so much it's scaring me. I hesitate, stuttering while trying to answer. I have a difficult time looking her in the eyes. I'm too nervous and frightened. Claire then placed her index finger against my lips, suddenly telling me to stop. You took too long to answer and that's no good. A half-baked answer won't do it for me. After all, to me the most important thing is that you're truthful. I saw her deeply when I lost her thought, questioning how difficult it is to decipher her words or rather her. Claire seems to notice my uncertainty, or maybe it's curiosity. She turns around and begins pacing with her hands behind her back. It looks like she's looking out for or thinking about something. With a smile on her back, she finally announced her thoughts. I know it. Let's play a game as an example. It's pretty simple, so you'll be able to understand what I'm trying to say. Claire's in high spirits, more like she was at the beginning of our conversation. I shrug. It isn't like I have anything to say about it anyways. Imagine on top of that tree over there, that there's a nest with baby birds, and waiting on top of that rock next to it is a hungry cat. Let's call it Cinza. Cinza? Why Cinza? I don't know, it's cute. Don't you like it? Why aren't you naming the birds too? Giving names to imaginary birds, are you totally insane? I forgot who I was talking to for a second. Please just get on with it before I decide to drown someone in the pond, namely Claire. There isn't much else to say. The question is simple. What do you do? That's a pretty unimaginative question. That's pretty typical. You know, if you scare the cat away and save the chicks, then the cat will die of hunger. If you help the cat, then the birds will die. In the end, you have to choose who dies and who lives. Most people would just let nature take its course, since you can't have everything work perfectly out all the time. It's a circle of life, simple and stuff. That's the problem though. Aren't you a part of nature too? It's easy to get that when it's convenient for you. Okay, I'm going to leave it off there, folks. So, thank you so much for watching, folks. I'm going to see each other on the next time of 1000 Lies. Have a very good day. Hopefully we'll see more SLED desk writing, and take care of yourself.